we're going to have another class, another little explanation about tarot and how tarot really is very ancient knowledge and how tarot really helps us to come closer to understanding ourselves and who we really are, and how tarot is like a mirror that reflects our psychological state back to us, like how we feel internally and how the soul is going through the experience. Yeah, so in tarot number 0 card, the Fool card is representing the soul. So here's the Fool card in my tarot, and it represents the soul journey, right? Journey through all the other cards. This is material world and soul, exploring the material world. And then as the rest of the cards represent like material world, it also represents you, yeah, your psychology, your internal makeup, how this body is made. It's like an ancient understanding. The external universe reflects the internal universe. So you got macrocosmos and microcosmos. So what is the build-up? What is the actual build-up internally in us? How can we understand our psychology? And not based on speculation, but based on a Vedic scripture. Like in the Vedic scriptures, so much emphasis is put on a present time, that we live in a Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is the time of chaos, quarrel, misunderstanding, and most of all, misdirection. Meaning, like, people are misdirected, although they're very intelligent, although very bright, very unique in their discoveries and technology, and even like sometimes you can say moral standard and cleanliness because of the technology, all this, but it's misdirected. So for example, compassion, externally it is so much kind of displayed, like, oh, I'm so compassionate, I'm so fair and all this, I'm so like I have such a moral standards, but at the same time people are very degraded, like massive slaughter goes on animals, and people are very like cruel to each other so many ways. So misdirected understanding what is ethics, what is moral, what is dignity, what is this this general common sense, it's blurred. So we have to start from the very scratch and build up from scratch. So who are we and how it's built up in us? So we are soul. The first thing you have to understand that we are soul. Soul is taking birth, is getting this body based on a previous activity and desires merged together. You get a new body, and this body is built in a following way, and it's so well represented in tarot. So what we have to do to understand how this body is built, we have to take the first 5 cards in tarot, in major arcana. So what are the first 5 cards? It's the Magician card, High Priestess card, Empress card, Emperor card, and Hierophant card. So in my deck, the Hierophant is called Sri Guru. So the first one, Magician card. What does the Magician card represent? The Magician card represents, in terms of psychology, our intelligence. So first you have the soul. Soul is you. Intelligence now is the first tool that the soul is using to control everything else, right? So intelligent is like you can say, like in a nightclub there is a door guy, and the door guy is telling who's coming in and who's not. He's deciding what kind of party it is going to be, what kind of people are going to gather in that club to have a most successful like event. So therefore they discriminate on a door. Some people are in a list and some they choose to have the most like successful event. So in the same way, everyone intelligent is discriminating all the time. You want to know, that's how it goes, what is good for me and what's not. So based on how sharp is your intelligence, that's how successful you're going to be. Intelligence is the crucial aspect of everyone's success. So you have to always polish and like sharpen your intelligence and understand what is the real benefit for the soul. So a lot of if your intelligence is degraded, you will make very like bad choices, wrong choices, and your intelligence kind of defeats you. You invite all kind of rubbish and trash conceptions and people in your life, meaning you let them in your club, and then what will happen then? Your life will be ruined, and therefore you will try to blame it on the world, try to blame it on others, but in reality what you have to do is really look your intelligence and try to understand is that your intelligence is what causing the chaos. So intelligence number one. And in Bhagavad Gita, intelligence is compared to the like reins of the horses. So in a modern conception, it would be like, if you're driving a car, it will be all the equipment that is controlling the car, the wheel and all the buttons and like how you drive. Yeah, it's final because the navigation system, the controlling system. So that would be the intelligence, like you hold and the brakes and everything. That would be intelligence. And the car itself would be the five senses. We get to that. Horses and chariot is much better analogy, but let's keep it down and then later we put it all together. So the next one, intelligence, is the first one. So the next one is called high priestess, right? What is the high priestess? High priestess is like a hive of all your experience. It is like, in one way, like a hard drive. Everything that you've been experiencing over so many lifetimes is all in your chitta. You can call it like the big blanket, yeah, where all the things are painted on what you experience. Everything what you eat, everyone you meet, all the things that you're going through emotionally, it's all printed on a chitta. You can take it like a hard drive, and all the images that you you've seen and you experienced, all your five senses, is all recorded in a chitta. So if your chitta is damaged, if you've had a lot of bad experiences many lifetimes, meaning like really cruel experiences, eating animals, for example, or doing like being very vicious to other people, so you will have internally the chitta very dark. That's why it's for some of the people it's difficult to have any spiritual approach, because their hard drive is full of junk. So first the hard drive, the junk has to be cleaned. The sheet kind of has to be washed. Therefore you can have better perspective what's actually going on in the world. So to do this, intelligence has to start working and cleaning the chitta. So chitta, vital, and you can also call chitta the mind, yeah. But it's really not the mind that is operating as we understand, but it's more like the subconscious mind. Yes. So you got intelligence, the processor, and the high priestess, all the experience and the mind merge together. So they work simultaneously. One relies on the other, yeah. Like intelligence also relies on the experience. So if you have a lot of like crazy experience, how can your intelligence really be fixed? It can. You have to have a lot of good association to intelligence can be higher, and discrimination can be more sharp to have better result. So next card, what else we got? Intelligence, we got a mind. So now it's the actual experience outside in the world, and that is represented by the Empress card. So the Empress card, in terms of psychology, represents our five senses. So the senses, not the senses like in terms of physical senses, but the conception, subtle senses, yeah. Like you can take all these You can take like senses, like you can see like a USB stick that you can plug into any machine and access. So all the bodies have 5 senses. All the bodies mean the trees, the bugs, the beasts, people, demigods, you name it. Everyone have 5 senses, and they are all bodies like robots, you can see. And as soon as you plug your soul in with the USB stick, symbolically speaking, with the 5 senses, you can experience that body, right? Does it make sense? So 5 senses will give us ability to experience the material world. We can smell everything, we can touch everything. Touch is linked to the sex, so that's, and the touch is linked to the air element. So the ultimate experience of the touch is sex experience. Therefore everyone is going for it because it's very subtle. It's all over there, like it's your entire body can experience, and that's why it's all kind of all encompassing, you can say like this. Yeah, so you got the taste, and you got the vision, and you got the sound, right? All these 5 senses, they stimulate you all around the soul, and it's ruled by Empress. So if it's all very pleasant, this Empress is also Venus, yeah. If it's all very, very pleasant, your soul will be emotionally happy and in a joyous state, yeah. Good music, good sounds, nature sounds, beautiful people around you, vision, yeah, eating good foods, tasting good things, so the taste is satisfying. Everything is fragrant and has perfumes, all your nose is satisfied, and touching all the beautiful things, yeah, and especially beautiful, like touching another person and having the experience of a touch. That is what keeps the soul in this world, that experience, and it's represented by Venus. And all this experience itself is emotional, right? Soul has an emotional experience ruled by the Empress card. So Empress gives that ability to experience sensually this world. The last card, not the last one, but the one now the vital one is the Emperor card. So we got the intelligence, we got the mind, we got the senses, or how they operate together. So what is missing? The missing element is the Emperor card on the next element, that encompassing everything at once. It's kind of like drawing the circle around you. This is called Ahankar, ego, false ego. So this Emperor card gives us the mood that we are the king, the boss, the emperor, the enjoyer, the individual who has a right to exploit this world as we like. Whatever we want to do, that's what we're gonna do. So therefore, because our ego identifies we are this body and this world belongs to me to use it. This is called false ego, yeah? Because we're not the body, it's a trick. It is a material element trick, or it's called illusion, that you get the ability to identify yourself with the matter, although you're not the matter, right? So it's a trick in your mind done by material energy when you come to the material world, that you can identify yourself like you belong here, right? So it's crucial, and in my tarot, the Emperor looks a little bit sad for that very same reason, that he has to take all this material identification that ultimately don't make him happy at all. So Ahankar is the key element of all the problems. It is not that what you enjoy or what you're attached to and all this, because that can change over time. But Ahankar is always like, it's the identification that I belong to this world, and this has to be changed. Also identification that I am the enjoyer, I'm the center of enjoying. So therefore it goes very fundamentally against what you're looking for. What you're looking for is love, and love is about giving out. And Ahankar really is about taking and selfishness. I want to enjoy, I want to rule this place, do what I say, kind of thing. Yes. So love is very difficult to achieve. Of course, we're looking for it, we're putting out, and we find some reflection of it, but it's always going to be defeated, if not directly, then indirectly by the time. And then again, you get a new ego, new body, new place, and it's never gonna end unless you zoom back all the way to the soul, right? If you identify I am soul, then everything changes. Then you see the material energy is playing the game with you. Yes, and if you now understand like the form of the soul and the goal of the soul and what the soul actually has to do, then things become so much more easier, delighted, all the worry disappears, all the fear disappears. You'll be just first very delighted, and then start cultivating the qualities of the soul instead of the qualities of the body, or trying to make something in this world that is pointless in terms of long term, you know. And then the final ingredient, so we got this body, we got the body itself with the senses, we got the mind that saves everything, we got the intelligence that operates all the five senses, yeah, and the mind, it operates the whole entire system. We got a soul in the center who's experiencing that outflow. And then what's the secret? Secret that not many people know. The secret is that there is one more card, Hierophant card, that is also part of your body. And Hierophant card really is like a super soul, a witness. Yeah, as soon as you come to this world, you also have a particle, it's called Paramatma, who comes with you, and he's going to witness everything what you do. Everything. There is nothing hidden. It's like a secret CCTV camera. It's like a secret camera in you, in your eye, actually. Paramatma is called, according to Vedanta Sutra, is actually in your eye. In one eye, one is soul, one is super soul. So he looks everything what you do, and he gives you perfect reward for everything what you do. Good and bad, putting all together, and you get exactly what you deserve. Nothing more, nothing less. There is no injustice in this world. Never. Everything comes to people because they've done something before, therefore they're getting a repay. And if that cycle of karma is endless, yes, someone, the only way to break that cycle is really to go straight to the soul and trying to get the soul out of the material world. Then all this karma will be demolished. And of course, doing it in a right way, impersonal liberation, yeah, it's not really the most effective way, neither it's the way that soul really wants, or it's going to be happy. So Paramatma is called Hierophant or Guru in my deck. It's because he will witness everything what you do, and he will also come and he will assist you the good things you can do. He will give you a good guidance. He's just like an assistant to you, a guide to you, teacher to you, so you can navigate through this everything here. So good example, Paramatma, like the bees. The bees are making perfect satgone, 6-pointed geometrical designs to put the honey in. Yeah, perfect. Did someone teach them to do it? Because even if you want to draw, just take a paper and pen, you want to draw 6-pointed star that is just perfect, beehive style, and draw one of those out and see how good you are. Yeah, you'll see right away how something like this needs very, very like good assistance from intelligence to put this thing together. So everyone has all the different bodies, from ants to the bears to the humans to the trees to the demigods to the rishis, all the entities, ghosts, everyone has super soul in their heart, and according to the level, the super soul is guiding them, helping them, teaching them intuitively. So when someone is saying, oh, I'm connected with spirit, God, demon, actually, yeah, there is also possibility ghost is possessing your body and therefore giving you assistance, and you'll kind of it totally will be misdirected, and that you're actually possessed, and it has nothing to do with the super soul, because your karma is really messed up, so that the other spirits come and exploit you more and more and more, and trying to degrade you, trying to bring you down and totally trash you and demolish you. You gotta be careful with that, because that is happening also in the world, big time, wholesale, everywhere. Like, it's my theory that people who have all these psychological problems, headed with narcissism and borderline personalities, those who are just completely cut off from all the other souls, they don't understand how the world works, they think they're living in some bubble, so they have the right to exploit others and treat others whichever way they think it's good, like abuse them basically, and trying to destroy them ultimately. They are really possessed by demonic entities. That's my theory, because they all act in the same way. They all act in a specific way that is so similar. So yeah, and it kind of goes hand in hand with the demoniac agenda in this world, satanic agenda that is trying to crush all the beauty and compassion and matters to the heart, and yeah, the loving bond between the people, they're trying to crush and cut it. So narcissism has very similar vibe, they're almost like the same thing. If you study it very deeply, yes, it's very, very similar, and you should be very, very cautious about it. So it's possible all these people are possessed by different spirits who instruct them to act in a specific way to bring them down and crush them. So super soul, however, is always trying to bring you higher, closer to the better association, doing more spiritual things, purify more. Like there's Tamaraja, Sattvagun, yeah? Tamagun is ignorance and demoniac people. Rajagun is very passionate people who are like working bees, doing everything, who trying to put their best out. And people in the Sattvagun have higher values in life, in terms they are more closer to God consciousness, and then you want to be beyond it. Super soul is beyond it. He's outside of the three material modes, and he will help you try to get out of it. Yes. So therefore, at some point, there is a time when a soul will find a pure spiritual teacher. What I'm saying pure, someone who's out of this world, someone who has vision to the spiritual world, direct connection, not the information but connection, reality, meaning seeing it at any time they want, or being there at the same time they're here. If you find this kind of caliber of teacher, guru and guide externally in the body, they can plant that knowledge in you, they can purify you, they can help your soul go towards the right direction from that point on, and give you the strength to do it. Yes, so therefore I call Hierophant the guru and a guide. This is a key element. This is going to be eventually your most important card. Finding that teacher and surrendering to that teacher as much as you can, and step by step more over time, and learning everything from him and trying to serve that person, because only through service, I mean real, not the superficial external service, but internal surrender, and really trying to direct your life in such a way that that person, that guru, will be happy with you. Although you have a million faults, sure, but that you essentially trying to do the right thing, and that like going towards the right direction. Okay. So here is the breakdown. So now, if we're gonna study the rest of the tarot and how the universe works and all this, but you have to first understand yourself. That's why the ancient motto is know thyself, Aristotle. Know thyself. If you know yourself, then you're already 50% in advantage. If you know the world, understanding the world, you are 100% in advantage. You understand what the heck actually is going on. But if you don't know yourself, you don't understand the world, you are just more or less sitting in a cinema. Meaning you're just eating the popcorn and just witnessing, letting the life do whatever the life wants with you, and then easily just blaming the circumstances about the stuff that comes to your life. instead of taking control and going the direction you want, you let the environment and other entities do whatever they want with you. Yeah. So you want to take control through intelligence, purify your mind, leave the five senses, direct the five senses in where you want them to go. Yeah, you block them from the places they are naturally. See, try to understand what is the senses. People don't realize there's five senses. Yes, they are eyes, nose, ear, ears, and like a touch experience. So they are like a magnet. They are naturally, you put, like let's say you entering in a beautiful place. So they are naturally, eyes are looking everywhere and appreciating. Let's say it smells good also, your nose naturally, you don't have to do anything. It's automatic information is coming to you. You don't have to like, oh now I'm looking. No, your senses already automatically are looking. They are smelling automatically, right? So you don't always have to apply the intelligence even for sense experience. Rather, you have to apply it to draw them back and tell them where to go. Like, okay, if you look in something, you can draw it back. This is not good to look something else. If you're choosing something to eat, oh, this is not good to eat, choose something else. That's how you use intelligence to control your senses. It's crucial, because the experience will lead you to the next step, and then to the next step, then to the next step. So it's very easy that the senses can like cause unbelievable damage to you, because they are just naturally like a magnet going in one direction and you make no effort to pull it back.